So good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the second series of our webinar today. Um, Today, we're actually going to hopefully do a deeper dive into wellness travel. And just before I hand over to Sahara, I'll do a quick introduction about APLBC. So APLBC is a representation and co-sourcing company. And for us, it's about adding value and the power of the collective. So we always say that we like to work with experts like Sahara. And one thing that we have noticed is that there's been a lot about wellness that people are really speaking about, and it's not just wellness in regards to yogas and doing the spas, but it's a lot more of a deeper dive. So for us to collaborate with Sahara, it's about how we can find out a little bit more about this, how we can make our experiences for our travelers, whether it's a corporate traveler or a leisure traveler, just so much more better. So I'm now going to hand over to our expert, Sahara, who will introduce herself, and then she'll also start the deep dive. So over to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Linda. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on our second webinar. Linda, I'm going to share my screen. If you can enable that here for me. But I'll share more about myself first. My name is Sahara Zavor. I'm a wellness travel coach and consultant. I am also the founder of the Travel Coach Network, which is a global community of certified travel coaches who aim to help people set intentions and achieve specific outcomes for their travel experiences. But in wellness, I specialize in helping hotels and resorts, corporate companies, corporate wellness as well when it comes to wellness. So I'm going to just share this here. Some slides to follow along with. And the first webinar that Linda and I did a couple weeks ago was I did a deep dive on some of the overall benefits of travel on our mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and overall well-being. And today, since many of you are hotels or properties scattered around the globe, I'm going to be kind of helping you shape what is a experience? What does that even mean? So it's nice to have wellness services and offers and wellness experiences, but if you cannot really hone in on what an experience actually means and what it is that you're actually selling, you will struggle to stand out among competition and to attract not only just wellness travelers, but travelers in general. So today's going to be all about keeping people coming back for more based on the experiences that you shape for them. Just a little bit more about myself here. But let's get into it. When we think about, we hear the terms travel experience all the time, whether you're a travel agent or a tourism and hospitality company. Everyone talks about providing a more enjoyable or memorable or excellent travel experience that makes an impact on people or helps them with their wellness. But what does that actually mean? And in a business strategy standpoint, you have to think about within your brand, what is it that you're actually selling? We're going to dive into that in a couple slides here. But in order to attract travelers and keep them coming back for more, or to have them be so impacted that they're going to go share about, spread word of mouth positively with their friends, family, or social media about their stay with you, their time with you, their overall experience with you, then that's going to take a lot more than you simply promoting just your spas, your treatments, and your traditional wellness services. If you think about the term then wellness experience, what does that mean? And that's why I was really excited to do this webinar series with Linda, because we really aligned in the transformation within the wellness travel industry. And personally, I believe that there shouldn't be a disconnect between wellness and travel, because wellness is travel and travel is wellness. Everyone travels for some internal or external purpose for their well-being, whether it's emotional, human connection, building relationships, spending time with loved ones, decompressing, whatever it might be. And I'll go over some of those examples, real examples from travelers themselves in this webinar as well. But you as a brand, you as a property, you have to figure out, what is a wellness experience mean for your consumers? Is it strictly the treatments, the spas, the facilities, everything that's maintained within the four walls of your building? Or is it a journey that we're going to take our consumers on as well? So a wellness travel experience isn't just for, like I said, spa facilities or in-room treatments. Wellness means something so different to everyone. Not everyone wants to soak in a hot tub or get a massage or attend a yoga session in order to feel well in some way during a trip. Wellness stretches so far beyond that, especially when it comes to travel. And so if you haven't watched our first webinar, either email or reach out or go back to your emails and check out the replay that was sent out, because I really did a really great overview on a new perspective to think of when it comes to wellness and travel. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of hotels and resorts all around the world who also have state-of-the-art spas and gyms and sessions and classes that are doing the exact same thing or something very similar. So I want you to think outside of the box to stand out, because the wellness tourism industry really is reshaping and evolving and becoming a more holistic approach to a travel experience in general. So in order to stand out, not only in the wellness tourism industry in general, I want you to think outside of those boxes. And that starts with what an experience means for your ideal consumers. First, I want you to think about, what is it that you are actually selling? You are not selling a service or a product or even an experience. I'll repeat that. You're not selling a service, a product, or even an experience. People make purchasing decisions based on emotions, based on how we're feeling. If you think about the times that you went shopping, or you made an impulse decision, or even if you were up late Googling flights, destinations, where to go because you're just craving to go somewhere. And that's the power, the pull that travel has on people. Well, those are based on emotions. What's happening internally? What's happening within the person? And that's really important for you to identify within your ideal clients. Who are those people? And how are they feeling? People also share stories and memories and talk about experiences or the time that they had with a brand or a company based on emotions as well. So to identify what your brand aims to provide people with is really important. So think about it. Is it a feeling that you're trying to provide people with? Is it a transformation? Is it an outcome, a specific outcome of some sort? Or is it just another step in their journey of wellness, of healing, whatever that might be? So take a look at what your brand offers, what do your properties offer already. So think about the services and think about the products and think about what you define as an experience right now. And take a look at the bigger picture. When people leave your property and their stay is done with you, what do they get out of it? Is it a specific feeling you hope that they have? Did you take them on a journey from point A to point Z from the moment they got there to when they're leaving? Has something changed? Do they have a new mindset? Do they have a new, outlook on life? Do they feel more confident about themselves? What is it? Did they lose weight? What is it that you're trying to provide people with? And that is what you're selling. Because people don't buy products and services, they buy outcomes and solutions and transformations. When we take a look at, let's say, diet products, it's not about what that product is. If people see photos or hear stories of the transformation that someone went using the product, or a lifestyle change, or whatever it might be, they were more likely to opt into it because they see the outcome, a solution to that. When people make a purchase, let's say for business, it's not about what that service or product is, but if it's going to drive more sales, or if it's going to, bring in more leads, that's the outcome that they're looking for. So think about, what is it that your property is offering people? And it's not just an experience. What does that actually mean? It could also be a philosophy as
Sahara,
well.
Sahara, we've had feedback. I think the mic keeps breaking up. So I think some people are struggling to hear a little bit.
Okay, very sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, maybe it was my notes. Did we hear any of that, or should I go over this slide again?
No, I think we heard it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, sorry about that. So no matter which of those whether it's a transformation, an outcome, a result, whatever it is that you identify that you are actually selling people, then you need to establish how your brand helps people achieve or obtain that. Whether it's the feeling, the transformation, the journey, the idea. And that's the concept of where an experience comes into play. So the experience is a process, the journey from point A to point Z. When I say that, what I mean is point A is the first point of impression or inspiration when people first hear or learn about you. Maybe they came across your property online or an advertisement or a commercial, or they hear about it from a friend or someone else. That's point A. That's the initial impact or impression that you are making on them. You are meeting them where their emotions lie. And then point Z is when they leave your property, when they go back home, what is it that you want them to feel? So that's that end result that you're looking for. That's what you're actually selling people with. And in order to help people in that process, it needs to also have a beginning, a middle, and an end, or at least an ongoing active process, hence meaning keeping people coming back for more. So it's not just about the experience or what it is that you offer on property or at your hotel that involves the overall experience. It's about how you talk to them in the very beginning, the impression that you make, where you meet them at their emotional state of why they're even deciding to come on a trip or come to your property. And then point Z, the moment that they leave your property or they return back home, that's the impression that you want to make that keeps them coming back for more. It's that feeling. It's that I want to feel that again. I want to, continue this transformation I'm on. And this is the property that's helping me do that. Or this is the brand that's helping me do that. And that's also going to be the word of mouth, the positive word of mouth, the excitement to share about their experience or what they had, the time that they spent with you, with others. So if we look at this as a pyramid, we see the experience at the top. That's the overall mission, to provide some sort of experience. When we think about experience now, that's what people define it as. Like, I am providing an amazing experience that, helped people, made an impact, and got them excited, and they loved it, and hopefully they come back. So the main goal is this overall experience, but it starts down in the bottom as a process or a journey. And that includes meeting them at the very beginning. And that's why marketing is extremely, extremely important, whether it's word of mouth marketing or paid marketing as well. And then above that, that's where your products, services, and offers come into play. So what are the activities? What are the vessels that are going to help build this overall experience? And then above that, those services, those products, those offers, that's what builds into the transformation you're providing, or the feeling that you're hoping they get, or the outcome you're hoping that they achieve. That all leads into the umbrella of the overall experience. So like I mentioned, the journey, it begins, it's not just about the moment they get to your property. It's before the trip, it's during the trip, and it's post-trip as well. So when we think about pre-trip, I want you to think about who is it that you're actually trying to attract? Who is your ideal consumer? What are their pain points? Because even though we have services that might be enjoyable by everyone from a strategic business standpoint, it's really important to identify what it is you offer and who best that suits and why. How are they feeling? where are they that they're in need of that service or that experience that's going to give them the result or outcome or the change or the overall experience that they're looking for. And that's by understanding exactly who it is you are trying to market to is a key component in your overall experience, the overall experience of your wellness, of your property. And based on the kind of experience that you strive to provide someone with, you need to first meet them where they are pre-trip. So that emotional state, that point of impression, the point of inspiration, the moment they hear what is going to resonate with them, what's going to connect with them, that say that is the destination I need to go to, or the property I need to go to, because I think they might have the outcome based on what I see or hear, because this is the feeling I want to feel. I want to feel less stressed. I want to feel, better about myself. I want to feel clarity in the mind. I want to feel more relaxed and disconnect from my work. These are the feelings, these are the outcomes that people are looking for. So that's why you have to understand, it's really important to identify what it is that you're actually selling people. Because an experience doesn't mean anything. That can mean everything. Think about where they are emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, personally, professionally, relationship-wise. What is their traveler persona as well? So what type of person are you trying to attract with what it is you do offer? Is it within a certain budget that they have? Is it for women? Is it women in the corporate world? What are these pain points? Maybe it's just any type of demographic who has specific pain points, meaning, overworked from working in the corporate world, or simply just need to get away from reality for a little bit and disconnect. So what is it that you are actually providing people with? Then we have during a trip as well. What type of things need to happen that leads to the desired outcome, feelings, or transformation? And that's where your services, your products, your offers come into play. We have essentially the pre-trip is the why. Why are they wanting to go on a trip? Why is it your property that is going to be the answer, hopefully, for them? So we start with the why. It's also, why do people travel? What are the motivating factors? What are the travel triggers? I'm going to share with some of that in this next slide with you. And then during is the what. What is it that they need to do? What do they have to? That's where the term experience comes into play, because it's a very general term now. So what kind of experiences do they need to have there in order to hopefully then have the outcome that they're looking for, or what it is that you're actually selling them with? So that end result, that end feeling that you hope they leave with. And then the post-trip, how can their overall experience that they had with you be applied to their everyday life, maybe their personal life, their work life, their relationship life? So it's not just ending that relationship, it's the nurturing too. Once the traveler leaves your property, it's building that relationship and keeping it ongoing and making such an impact on them and providing them with those needs and desires that they're looking for at the very, very beginning, the point of inspiration and impact with your property. So what is the feeling, the revelation, the philosophy, or the mindset that they now have when they had this overall experience with you? And now they're going to be eager to go and spread the word about it. I had my stay at this property and I was feeling like this before I got there at point A, and now I feel like this at point Z, and this is the place you need to go to. Because within that, these are the different types of services and offers that we did, and activities that I did. I feel like companies really hone in on that during part, the what, but they're really missing the mark on the pre-trip and the post-trip. So especially on that pre-trip, that point A, meeting people where they are, because it's in order to attract who it is you're specifically trying to attract, you have to be more honed in on who that person is and what are they actually looking for, so you can speak directly to their needs. So what are some of the examples of why people actually travel? So this is some just a very, very small portion of data that I've collected over the years from actual travelers who And these also, many of these are overlapping. Many people say the same exact thing. So if you as a hospitality and tourism company really want to understand the traveler's mindset, the traveler's decision-making behaviors, you have to understand exactly what are the motivating factors and or also called travel triggers, those why they travel. So these are some examples of this here. So I hear many things like had no experiences. But again, what does that actually mean? People look, feel fulfilled, to soul search, to find their purpose in life, to create long-lasting memories, maybe with a loved one, to heal from a heartbreak, or even to another common one is to heal from a divorce or to deal with a divorce or a tragedy in their life, to have a break in their daily routine, to feel something new, to be their truest self. Oftentimes you hear it to be their truest self and not be judged. So being in a place where they can try new things and, be who they really are, to be inspired as well. Nature is something that really does that. Connecting with people and culture really does that as well. To meet new people, to learn about other cultures. Very, very common answer. To escape from reality. And again, what does that mean? What does that escape mean? So if you're the place that they're going to escape to, what is that experience and how do you define escape? To find inner peace, self-love, and self-care. So a lot of these services and products that we promote within these wellness hotels nowadays are all about self-care and self-love. But are you speaking to the traveler directly about that in the pre-trip phase, in your marketing and your messaging? Or are you just assuming that they identify and understand that a massage might be self-love, self-care? To leave the familiar for a little while. So again, to have an escape from reality, to strengthen bonds with loved ones, especially after the past few years, we'll crave human connection again. To have a quality life. And again, what does that mean? Why do people need to come to your property and experience what it is that you're providing them with? Why? To be immersed in another place and to have a zest for life again. These are some of the most common answers that travelers give for why they actually travel. So if you can speak to these needs of travelers and identify what it is that your brand is providing and who is it for, it's a better way to connect with the traveler. Remember that travel can be wellness in so many different ways, and it's not just mental and physical either. And also, not every wellness experience is intentional, right? Right now, when we say we want to go, there's a very big separation between a wellness travel experience and a travel experience. So right now, if I were to go on and Google a wellness travel experience or wellness trip, I will probably see a lot of wellness resorts and wellness focused hotels that have wellness everywhere, that have state-of-the-art spas or their retreats or yoga, anything that's very highly marketed as wellness. But like I said, wellness and travel don't have to be disconnected, because that's an intentional wellness trip. Because most likely, if people are Googling that they want to go on a wellness trip and have a wellness experience and put in wellness trip, they probably are thinking that they just need to go to a spa or a resort or a retreat, and that might be the vision they have in mind. But with that said, that's probably that is most likely what travelers think only exists. But when we think about travel, people travel for unintended wellness reasons, because we're craving something, we're needing something. So all those, that list that I just had on the previous slide of why people travel, those also are healing. Those are also wellness. So that branches into the emotional, the spiritual, the social wellness desires that people are looking for out of a travel experience. So meeting new people, human connection, emotional attachment, spiritual journey, finding themselves, soul searching, that's spiritual wellness. So we can no longer just promote to mental and physical well-being, because those are not the only reasons why people are looking for travel. And that's why it's really important to identify who it is that you're actually trying to attract. Maybe your services are strictly for those who are only looking and Googling for wellness travel experiences. A well-rounded travel experience covers all of these, including intellectual, professional, and financial wellness as well. It's a well-rounded wellness journey. And these are all things that travel can do. And so if you, in the first webinar that I did, I dove deeper into each one of these and gave some actual research and studies around some proof around how travel can help improve any of these or impact these. When you speak to a person's pain points or the motivating factors for why they're traveling, you can better understand their spending and traveling behaviors as well. So if you can meet people in that emotional state, you can understand their purchasing decisions. So why they will go to your property or when they will go to your property. That's really, really key to understanding your marketing. And right there, that's gold. If you can understand the purchasing behaviors of your ideal clients, that's what you're looking for as a business, right? That starts with identifying their pain points and meeting them there. Think about the message about wellness that you're trying to send your ideal travelers or consumers. What is that message? Is it that wellness means that they have to pay for pricey treatments only? Or does it mean that human connection and personalized experience is a part of wellness? Or is it that in order to have wellness in their trip, they must stay within the four walls of a property and spend time in a spa? Or is it that wellness is attainable for every traveler in a variety of ways? Everyone defines a wellness experience differently or wellness travel differently. So take a look at your messaging and your marketing, how you are representing well-being and travel, these two keywords. Or is it that wellness isn't just for health and fitness, but it's an overall journey to finding yourself through nature, human connection, and exploration? So I would say to speak the language of your ideal consumers. I'm not talking about the dialect. I'm talking about how do they speak when they describe why they want to go on a travel experience or why they might stay at a specific type of property or go to a specific destination. What are the words that they're using? And I guarantee they're going to be in that other slide somewhere. You can include all the spa treatments in the world at your property, but if your brand messaging does not align with what your ideal clients are actually in need of or of on a human level, then you are missing the mark and will struggle to provide effective experiences, overall experiences that will keep people coming back for more. So some takeaways that I have for you are, I want you to think about what's your overall goal for your travelers? How do you want them to feel? What do you want them to think or know once they leave you? So what is that outcome? What's that transformation? What's that feeling? What's that end result that you're hoping that people leave with? Because if you can identify that, then you can identify what kind of services, offers, and products you should be providing people with or experiences. Because that's one of the most common questions that I get from hotels and properties is, what should we be offering? What are others offering? But it doesn't really matter what others are offering because everyone has a different ideal consumer. So if you can focus in on your ideal consumer and better understand them, all the treatments, all the experiences in the world are out there, and to think outside the box with more holistic approach. Some examples that I'll be giving in the our last webinar coming up of what else can be done in wellness travel and a travel experience that is outside of gyms and spas and treatments. Think about, do your services, offers, and experiences align with the goal that you are trying to provide people with? What kind of outcome you're trying to provide people with? Does it align? Do they align with them? Or are they just something you're just also adding to your wellness menu? And lastly, are you taking full advantage of what your destination has to offer, including people, culture, nature, So I'll dive deeper into that into our final webinar. What else can be done when it comes to wellness experiences for travelers? You will have the opportunity also to download a guide that I've provided you with, and you will find that in the post webinar for each webinar email that is sent out with the replay, as well as depending on if you're a travel professional or a property, there is a free guide in there for you to help you start on this own journey, start implementing on your own. And be sure to sign up for our last webinar. And if you haven't seen the first one, reach out and Linda and her team will send you the replay. Thank you so much, everyone.
Excellent. Thank you, Sahara. That's so much insight. And I think for me, especially I'm always speaking to properties about how they can add more value, because in this competitive space at the moment, I think that just offering like a spa treatment, that's what everybody's doing. So a lot of the times when I'm speaking to people, it's like they want more experiences, but I'm not sure if we are able to cater for that yet, because we have the spas, but people want something beyond that. And I think that's why, for me, I'm very passionate about wellness travel, because I think that this is how properties can differentiate themselves now, especially in this space. So yeah, thank you so much for that. And I'm actually looking forward to the final one, which I think will release a lot of information. But thank you so much for this. And as Sahara said, we'll be sending out the recording, as well as we'll be posting it on LinkedIn as well. I think everything will be sent out tomorrow. But if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And then for the first webinar as well, we'll add the link to that one as well, just in case anyone wants to listen to that. Excellent.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much,
Linda.
Thank you, everyone, for joining.